の幕開けを歌おう絶望を奏でるこの歌をあんたを超えてなお幸福を求める愚かなストーリー
All right, welcome everybody to 3WC Losers Semis Hong Kong versus Indo. There's a rush over here from SSOT, but just managed to make it in time for the first map. So we have an interesting matchup in this one. Actually, I think this is probably why Suagi wasn't playing SSOT. It's because he was here for the 3WC match. Actually makes sense. obviously super important to this team. It's going to be Indo with the first pick on DT2. So leaning in to potentially something Hong Kong isn't as strong at. Let me bring up, let me refresh my mind on this. I believe the double time 2 was the stamina finger control heavy map, pretty dense as well. I'm gonna see Ninome, Nazuna, and Skydiver for this one up against F2X, Hibiki, and Max Birrero. Birrero? Birrero, I think so. Something like that. It's going to be a tough matchup. We'll see Hong Kong, third seed, very, very strong in this tournament. Not going to be too easy to beat. And Indonesia coming in with a disadvantage of only having 4 players, which will hurt their flexibility potentially on some of these picks. But clearly, it's not really stopped them so far, beating up Sweden pretty convincingly as well. We'll see how far they can go. Skydiver finding a break. And a very short map as well, traded by Max. It's going to be pretty even. With that break from Hibiki, it's actually going to be Indonesia with a huge score lead. Nazuna finds a break, but it's still Ninome with the advantage over F2X and Skydiver on the recovery. Skydiver finding a break, but with that miss from F2X, Ninome on that FC is going to be enough to likely secure their first pick. And holding onto that full combo, 97 accuracy, the most comfortable player in the lobby on this VPM. There's a huge FC. That's going to be a very convincing first pick for Indonesia. Let me quickly go through the bans real quick as well, if I missed those. Hong Kong banning out the No Mod 2 and the Double Time 3, which after what we just saw in Double Time 2 clearly was a very smart decision. And Indonesia banning out the Hard Rock 2, which I believe was the tech-heavy Hard Rock, as well as the No Mod 5, which was an insane reading map. I'm actually kind of bummed out we don't get to see it, because that is a very, very fun song. But I think respecting Hong Kong's strength on notably tech and gimmick, that's going to be something they're going to be very good on. Indonesia coming out with a nice win. Don't know if there's too much tapping left. I think we have Free Mod 2 as an option if they want to pick into some more tapping. But with those bans out on No Mod 2 and Double Time 3, Hong Kong obviously respecting. DT4 is also an option as well, I think. Indonesia can go for that. They will pick right into their strength of gimmick. The Hidden 3, nice AR8, very, very difficult, consistent map. 4 minutes as well. 4 minutes of AR8 hidden is very, very rough. Most people will get brain fog by the end. And almost 6.3 stars on the AR8 hidden. The mechanics aren't even that easy on a map like this. Layered on with the reading makes it very, very tough, but the AR8 lineup on Hong Kong is brutal. Suwagi, Shion, and Hibiki in on their first pick up against Ninome, Nazuna, and Skydiver. Because Indonesia only has 4 players, we'll likely see obviously very similar names all the time. Consistency is going to be the name of the game. How comfortable are you to read this approach rating? That you don't find a break for 4 minutes. Not many people can do it. As the good luck have funds come out. Actually, surprised not to see Dido in. Dito being the other Indonesian player that we haven't seen thus far in the match. Skydiver lagging for a moment. Dito being a very solid hidden consistency player. Expect to see on them on something like this, but could be that Skydiver or Niname and Nazuna are feeling pretty good on this one as well. See some early struggles on the side of Indonesia, which is very, very fair. This is a very, you can either play it or you might find some struggles type of skill set. And especially a very brutal one to get picked into you when you only have 4 players. Because if there's any skill set in the game where you want specialists, it's this. As we see Skydiver and Iname both under 90, as Nazuna is, well, just lost his SS, but looking pretty comfortable. However, on the side of Hong Kong, Suwagi and Hibiki both holding on, and a nice recovery from Shion. I mean, with the struggles that Niname and Skydiver are facing, I don't really know if this is a doable breakpoint for them at all. Almost a minute in, and it's already looking almost unbeatable, especially with that break from Nazuna. Combos are likely going to be hard to find for Indonesia. And yeah, I think this is just going to be Hong Kong flexing a little bit here on one of their best strengths. Shion does find another break, but I mean, doesn't matter when Suwagi and Hibiki are still FCing. On the side of Indonesia, we don't have too many combos. I mean, at this point, this is just, it's mean almost at how long this map is. Over doubled scoreline already. Nazuna losing on the recovery as well. Hibiki does find the break, so that's one of the FCs gone for Hong Kong, so the score lead isn't going to be as earth-shattering. But still Suwagi with that FC looking so comfortable. And so many of these patterns are just so uncomfortable, these linears, these awkward triples and anti-jumps. For 4 minutes, Suwagi does find a break finally. The hidden 2 or air raid hidden brain fog finally creeping up to him. Now it's Shion with the biggest combo. But I mean, I think it's like a 2.5 times score lead for Hong Kong. Responding very well to Indonesia's convincing DT2 win. Now we just get to listen to the rest of the song, I guess. I mean, the pick is sealed already. Suwagi finding another break with Shion on a very good recovery, but does find a break near the end. Considering how many of these players are really, really good at the skill set, this shows how brutal the consistency is. Now this looks rough to play. Breaks from almost everybody other than Hibiki, hitting this ending section. Very impressive. And very convincing pick from Hong Kong on the hidden 2. If they have any other low AR maps they could get into, with no mod 5 being banned. The only thing you really have left at that point is the free mod 3, which, considering how that went, I think free mod 3 might be a pretty good option for them at some point, forcing your opponent to either play the low AR or go into the hard rock. Indonesia will likely have to double hard rock plus a hidden or no mod if they go that route. going to be Indonesia to respond. And considering the win on double time 2, I think free mod 2 is the most obvious choice. 234 BPM. It is, you know, more aim heavy, but I think that speed element there might be good. But at the same time, the density of the AR9, don't necessarily know if they want to lean into that. Thinking. I also do think the DT4 is a really good option for them. Pretty tapping heavy, also focused on that high approach rating and reading. I think it's something they picked in their match, or they played in the match earlier and they were able to do pretty well on that. They ask if double time 3 is banned, and it is, unfortunately for them. Otherwise that would be a good go-to pick. But yeah, they do go for the DT4. Very fair pick. This is the other DT map that's pretty tapping heavy. I think DT1 might also be a good option depending on how this goes. Has obviously the overlap with high approach rating and the BPM being roughly similar, but Gesture, I would say this map is not too bad to get a decent scoreline on, but finding silly breaks is super easy, especially on these slider sections, some of the reading elements of this map. But the accuracy is going to be very tough. AR 10.3 with some finger control with some reading. The accuracy is going to be a big differentiator with who's comfortable and who's not. We see Suwagi coming in for this one. Didn't play the double time 2, but in for the double time 4, which I think is good. I think when you have a player like Suwagi on your team, you want to have them in for as many maps as they're comfortable for. You know, for Indonesia, you're going to want to pick maps where they aren't as comfortable. There's also a map I could definitely imagine stepping out of the lobby for a moment to just play the hard part for. Can honestly help. We're going to see all the players there, but I think Hibiki just needs to swap with Ninome. But so far, no Dido on Indonesia for any of these. Makes me wonder if they're available. Guess we'll find out later. Yeah, this DT4 and the free mod 2 is really where I can see Indonesia having a pretty good advantage. I think very important maps to win if they want to go far. Because I think as this pool gets shorter of choices, Hong Kong's flexibility will prove to be very, very helpful. Well, Indonesia does have maps that they can put up a really good performance on. They gotta make it count. Some axe struggles for Ninome out the gate isn't ideal, but hopefully we'll be able to recover it. Hibiki also as well, under 90. Into the slider section. Ninome going to be the first one to drop as we get into the finger control. Dion finding a break. Nazuna as well. It's now just Skydiver for Indonesia. Up against Suwagi and Hibiki. That is not what you want to see, especially because I think after that section, oh no, Skydiver breaking. The entire team of Indonesia actually breaking, and now it's just Hong Kong to take it away into this relatively slower section to build up some free combo. And I mean, unless the entirety of Hong Kong miss very, very soon, this is already going to be an almost uncrossable chasm of score for Indonesia. And potentially a low roll from Indonesia as well. I mean, we saw Nazuna get 785k earlier, and Skydiver getting 607, but this is the type of map it tends to be. Be pretty confident on it, but those nerves and the hard parts so easy to break as Suwagi and Hibiki are still just full comboing. Shion as well on a good enough recovery to match Skydiver and Nazuna. The accuracies across the board are pretty low, but just doesn't matter if you hold on the combo. Suwagi and Hibiki both getting through the finger control section, Hibiki missing right at the end, and now it just looks like it's going to be Suwagi to close it out in style for Hong Kong. That's going to be the first break point of almost a million score. Not what you want to see if you're Indonesia. I think that might even, yeah, I think that does beat out their score, Indonesia's score from yesterday. So, up against Sweden. Hong Kong, just such a strong team overall. That is what it means to be third seed. But they are going to go right into Free Mod 1, Energy Synergy Matrix. I believe this map just very spaced CS3, obviously. Some spaced 1/4 patterns. I think adding either mod won't make this too bad. But it's a pretty niche skill set, I would say. I think outside of tournaments for free mod slots like this, you don't see big circles too often. It's almost a skill set on its own. Imagine we see something like Suwagi on the Hard Rock, Shion on the Hidden for Hong Kong, this one. Indonesia, probably Nazuna on Hidden. Maybe Skydiver on Hard Rock. The 1/4 spacing in this map makes it pretty brutal. Just getting my flashbacks hearing this song. Indonesia still waiting on their third player. I actually wonder if they do have data, because if you're a team of 4, you really want all those 4 players to be available. We haven't seen them yet. Potentially that's what the wait is for, but no, we are going to see Skydiver jump in. As the players ready up. But the good luck's coming out. We'll see if I was right with the mods. Suwagi, Hard Rock, Shion hit. Maybe actually no, it's gonna be Hibiki, the hidden. Shion with the Hard Rock, completely reversed from what I expected. Nazuna on the hidden Hard Rock and Niname on the hidden. See, this is a map where the mods don't add as much difficulty as they normally would. but still it's going to be no mods that are generally going to be the most comfortable. So putting Suwagi, your star player, on the no mod does make sense. Skydiver with the early break, that can make a huge difference. Nazuna and Ninome both dropping on those fast ult patterns. Already guts their scoreline as Hong Kong is still holding their combos at the intro. Skydiver with the recovery on the no mod. But you gotta have one of these Hong Kong players break, and with Skydiver missing, Suwagi finding a break on the no mod, but it's Hibiki and Shion both popping off on the mods. Oh, hitting the slider stream as well is insane. That was a nuts pattern. Man, Indonesia are doing the best they can to build up some recovery, but this doesn't matter. Shion does find a break, but Hibiki on 99.48%. With the score lead almost doubled already, a little over halfway into the map. Skydiver managing to get through that slider stream and holding on to that no mod recovery, but Hibiki going crazy on this hidden. Patterns are sick. At this point, will we see a hidden FC? From Niname's performance, you can see how hard it is, but Hibiki unfortunately going to find a break. We won't be seeing cracked FC on this one just yet. Skydiver hitting the entire ending on the no mod, but it will not matter. Oh, actually, as I say, he hit the entire ending. We're seeing that D-cell stream. Hong Kong once again winning by quite a margin, 700k on their pick. Shion as well with a hidden Hard Rock S rank. Actually very, very impressive. Something Hong Kong is so good at is maps like this, these alt-heavy patterns. And, I mean, this just shows how good the team is. Suwagi, the normal star player you expect to put on the carry pants. Still, you know, doing decently, but Shion and Hibiki to really take the spotlight. Now, going into Indonesia's next pick. Fremont 2 is the last thing left that's pseudo speed-like. DT1 as well if they want to stay at the higher BPMs. Other than that, you got to go into some skill sets that can be pretty frightening just because of Hong Kong's ability to play them. They go for Hard Rock 3. This is pretty interesting because this is CS 7.2, which is very small circle. 6.5 already normally pretty difficult for a lot of players, but 7.2 you just don't normally see anything past 6.5. It's sort of like the hard, AR7 on a hidden. It's just not expected. You normally expect AR8. Similar thing for CS7 and beyond. A little bit of a scary one though, because I think notably Suwagi is pretty good on these small circle maps. Hong Kong does have some really good mechanics players. You can pop off on this. I think F2X as well. Normally known to pick hard rocks in the free mods. But if Indonesia's picking this, they likely are... Because really for a map like this, all you need is one player who can play it well. Because you're not going to expect to see too many big combos on 7-star CS 7.2. And I think it's Floem heavy as well, which even adds more to the challenge of keeping any resemblance of a combo. We'll see if somebody on Indonesia is feeling the CS7. They're going to need it to win this one. like saying my area is too small for small circles. Guess we'll see. Could be a mind game. He's actually correct on this. Into the map, you can see the ant size notes on the screen. Max already finding a break. They're not going to matter too much. I think you're going to see a lot of these just out of nowhere breaks. There is no free combo at this circle size. That just does not exist. You always got to be focused. Already just these little spacings on this flow aim with the circle size, so easy to miss on pretty much anything. So far, everybody looking pretty good out this intro. Honestly shocked nobody else is broken just yet. Into the stream. Everybody's getting through it somehow. Hibiki and Inda may find a break, and that's all of Indonesia gone, as F2X and Max still hold on. Unfortunate team collapse from Indonesia on their own pick is going to be very detrimental for them, as Nazuna breaks on the recovery as well. Hibiki does find a break, but it's still F2X and Max Burio holding onto those full combos. Max does find a break, but F2X, the player who said his area was too small, is the one shredding on this map. Does find a break, as expected, with just how hard those patterns are. Score lead for Hong Kong isn't insurmountable, though. With some chain misses from Hong Kong, it might be doable if Indonesia can keep onto these combos. See some good recoveries. It's just Max Burio for Hong Kong, but Skydiver and Iname both breaking. Nazuna on 200k. I think chain misses could make the difference for either team, but with that break from Nazuna, it's going to go back to Hong Kong for the advantage. I don't know if there's enough time for Indonesia to take this back. Some chain misses from Hibiki, and Max at F2X making it close. 30k now. Break from Nazuna. Skydiver, actually, oh man, that was close at the end. I think if any of those combos on Indonesia were able to be held on for a little bit longer, it would have made the difference. The chain misses on this map, flipping the score lead so hard, especially Hibiki breaking at the end. That's going to be Hong Kong just narrowly getting that break point. They're going to be feeling pretty good about that one, as they're up 4-1 now into their next pick. That's going to be a unfortunate pick to lose for Indonesia. Always the worst losing picks by such close margins, when you know just any little bit of extra combo could have made the difference. Those hurt more than the blowouts sometimes. It's going to be Hong Kong picking Hidden 1. Obviously the Hidden 3 going very, very well for them. But this Hidden 1, a little bit of a different skill set. I believe this Hidden 1 is mostly just conventional aim focused. Nothing too crazy on the reading. AR 9.5 as well, so you're not going to have that same hidden gate that Indonesia might have experienced on the Hidden 3. But it's a tough one. I mean, with seemingly only 3 players for Indonesia up against this Hong Kong roster, Hong Kong picks are going to be tough to get breakpoints on. This is a much more approachable map. Pretty high on the mechanics. I think this is maybe even slightly higher star rating than the Nomad 1. It indeed is, so definitely going to favor the mechanics players of Hong Kong. Looks like we're going to see Tommy 315 step in for their first map of this match. Keon and Sawagi backing them up, playing very well this match so far. But Indonesia, I think they're still going to be just running the 3 players we've been seeing so far. Not many options left. Really, Fido is ain't around. Here we go, the same 3-man of Indonesia doing their best. Try to break point Hong Kong here. Let's see if they can do it. I think regardless, this is going to be considerably closer than the hidden 3. With the hidden lineup on Hong Kong, you gotta fear this trio. There's a good bit of Floim in here as well. Not necessarily the focus, but definitely be missable on hidden. Nobody missing on the intro, good to see. Sawagi being the first to break on this was not on my mind. There it is, what happened. Tommy finding a break as well gives Indonesia the lead in the intro. Ninome finding a miss, however. Now 2-1 in favor of Indonesia, with Nazuna breaking, however. Skydiver up against Shion for the FCs, but Sawagi on that recovery. Shion missing, that's all of the FCs gone for Hong Kong. It's just Skydiver now. You can see the mechanics on this map, so many really space jumps, some of the anti-in as well, but Skydiver missing. Leaves Sawagi as once again the biggest combo on the board. These anti-aim patterns on hidden, even though it is AR 9.5, so easy to miss on. Now it's just going to be a battle for whoever can get the best recoveries. Right now, Hong Kong is winning that. Especially with Nazuna breaking, that 300 combo was going to do a lot for Indonesia. Sawagi and Tommy are just building those recoveries up again, building that score lead. Skydiver breaking right on that slider. Despite some early mishaps, Hong Kong looking much, much better in this second half. With a 260k score lead now. And there's the break. This is where nerves can set in. Ninome breaking one of the important recoveries on Indonesia. And I mean, now, unless Nazuna basically FCs the rest in Hong Kong, chain miss here all consecutively, things are already done. Tommy and Shion do find some breaks, but still Sawagi to hold, hitting all of this big aim. Nazuna finding another miss, and this pretty much seals the deal. Hong Kong looking to take their hidden 1, and this might just be a 1 miss so far from Sawagi. Can hit the entire ending. There's a borderline reverse choke. The scoreline was pretty close throughout most of the map, but Sawagi here just making the difference. Hitting this entire ending. And there we go. Sawagi just with that early break at the very start. The first one to miss, and that, unfortunately for Indonesia, was his last miss. The FCs the rest Fantastic score from Suagi. Solid backing plays. Indonesia to pick again. And I mean, other than free mod 3, I don't really know what they go for here. It's a tough one, especially when you only have 3 players. Okay, welcome back. Had to go do something for a moment. It looks like Indonesia is still deliberating on their pick. I mean, really, your only option at this point is just to pick maps that you think you can get a good 3-man score on. They will call a timeout. Not too many options left. I think for Hong Kong, depending on the outcome for Indonesia's pick, no mod 1 and Hard Rock 1 are good options considering the win on Hidden 1. I think their aim mechanics are definitely there. But yeah, Indonesia are going to call out their timeout. They do get. Wait, I wonder what the strat behind timeout is. Maybe practicing a map in solo. Potentially seeing if they can get Dito in. Or maybe even trying to cool down Hong Kong. Get their hands cool. And sneak up on them with the free mod too. They do go for the Hard Rock one, which is interesting considering they did just lose on an aim heavy pick. But obviously Hard Rock, very different flavor of aim. Considering the loss on the Hard Rock 3 and the ban on Hard Rock 2, Hard Rock momentum isn't necessarily in their favor, but still gotta do, especially without Dito. There's probably not gonna be too many things where they will have 3 really comfortable scores on, especially at a pool this challenging. But this will be one of them. In a similar style to the Hidden 1, it's just pretty much raw aim mechanics with a little bit of flow in there, but it is tough on the difficulty. Give spikes a few times as well. I would say it's a bit more spiky than the Hidden 1. I mean, on the Hidden 1, Indonesia still looked pretty decent. It was just the standout performance from Suagi that made the biggest difference. And if they're more comfortable on the Hard Rock, this could be good for them. Jumping into the map. I do remember, I think this map has a few just really space jumps. Sneak up on you. Skydiver with an early miss. Not going to make too much of a difference. Accuracy is currently in favor of Indonesia, as we see F2X and Tommy finding a little bit of 100s, but will likely increase their AC as they get adjusted to the OD10 Air 10. Getting into the first big jump section. Everybody's still holding. Another long one as well, over 3 minutes. Everybody hitting these jumps. Hitting the flame as well. Oh my god. Skydiver unfortunately missing on the right of the screen. Niname as well right after. And once again, Hong Kong now with a huge combo lead. As only Nazuna holds on. This three-way from Hong Kong, especially since this is a relatively relaxed section of the map, will likely hold on to these combos for quite a lot longer. Oh, how's everybody hitting that stream, dude? Nazuna still doing their best. I think the only chance for Indonesia here is for Nazuna to continue on in Hong Kong and find some breaks. Suwagi is going to be the first gone from Hong Kong. Indonesia with those recoveries. Niname finding that miss. But Skydiver on 400 combo. There is enough time and an opportunity here for Indonesia, but they would need F2X and Tommy to break. Oh, and there's the leaderboards shown as well. Especially nerve-wracking on a Hard Rock one like this. But Niname finding some difficulties. Struggling to build up a recovery. It's going to make an impact. The chance to take this back. Suwagi finding another miss. But unfortunately, Nazuna is going to be the one to miss there. The most important combo on Indonesia is now gone. And with this double FC, well, single FC now with Tommy breaking. But I don't think it matters now. Skydiver on a pretty good recovery. Approaching the 1K combo mark, but with F2X finding a break? Actually, no. Everybody missing on that flame. The score lead from Hong Kong is going to be more than enough to secure this pick going to the ending. Big game at the end here. That will be another break point from Hong Kong. Winning back-to-back on the aim maps. Going into their next pick, and they will look to close out this match. F2X getting that massive S rank. And once again, a situation where the teammates of Hong Kong are just, teammates of Suwagi just doing so incredibly well. This team is just so packed with good players. Nazuna as well with a valiant 700k score, but not going to be enough as Hong Kong look to close this one out. I mean, they could just go for aim again, keep on the aim train, maybe pick no mod 1, but obviously pretty risky. I think realistically here, they probably go for hidden 2 or no mod 3 if they're looking to pick into their strengths. Hidden 2 especially, I think, is going to be very, very good pick for Hong Kong. 3 mod 3 as well if they want to force Indonesia into playing a bit of low AR or a bit of 6.5, which I think Hong Kong want both, but it's actually just going to be the aim sweep here. Hidden 1, Hard Rock 1, and now no mod 1. Clearly the aim momentum is with them. And this is a super fun no mode one. I think this is probably one of the most fun no mode ones to play in the game. Absolute classic. You know, if there is a pick where anything can happen, it is the no mod one. Probably the most accessible skill set in the game. And who knows if Hong Kong finds some unfortunate breaks in Indo, can get a sneaky point here, but with how we've been seeing Hong Kong on the aim, it's going to be a tough one. As we see the same three-man squad from Indonesia. Indomie, Nazun, and Skydiver. We're going to see Tommy, F2X, and Suwagi once again for Hong Kong as well. Waiting on players to ready up. Here we go. Yeah, this map just goes way too hard. I mean, you know it's a good no mod 1 when the diff name is no modification 1. It's the pure representation of what this skill set is. This map is spiky at points, but overall just consistently difficult, as a good no mod 1 tends to be. F2X going to be the first break out the intro. Obviously, over 4 minutes of time, plenty of time to recover that miss. Not going to make a huge difference. And if you're in Indonesia, you just gotta pray here that the aim gods look favorably upon you for this pick. As we get into the first hard section. Nazdana breaking on those horizontals. F2X recovering from his early miss. A little bit left here in this hard part. See if we find any more breaks. Nazuna again, but not going to be the big combo gone. But Skydiver breaking is devastating for Indonesia. Oh, whoa, okay, never mind. Okay, all of Hong Kong is gone. And now, it's just Indomie with the FC. And if they can just hold on, it's going to do wonders for Indonesia. This map doesn't really give you much chance to breathe. But I think this current section we're on isn't too bad, so Indomie has time here to build up their combo as the score lead is shifting more in favor of Indonesia, but these recoveries from Nazuna and Skydiver are going to be important. You don't want Hong Kong to catch up. But into the second hard part, all eyes on Indomie to hold on for Indonesia. The score lead isn't too big, so if this break happens, you can easily start flipping the other way. Nobody missing so far, not even the recoveries. No, Ninome finding the drop. And that's the FC gone from Indonesia with Skydiver breaking as well. Just Nazin on the recovery, and Hong Kong are all ready to claw their way back. There's the leaderboard shown. It is in Hong Kong's hands now. The chance was there, but I think with that FC gone, it's going to be a tall order. Obviously, they still have the score lead, so Hong Kong has to keep these combos going, but it's 3-2 or 3-1 on the recoveries. Everybody on Hong Kong is hitting that massive vertical section. And the score lead is about to flip. Nazan on the recovery doing a lot, but there it goes into Hong Kong. All still holding on. There's a little bit of the map left, especially with that break from Nazuna. I don't think it's doable for Indonesia to take this. F2X breaking as well, but Suwagi to hold on in the ending here. Over 100k score lead. It is going to be it. Indonesia winning on the No Mod 1. Closing out the match. 7-1. And I think this is looking to be another one miss on an A map from Suwagi. Similar to the hidden one. There we go. This was the closest A map for Indonesia, but still just a little bit out of reach. GG's. But I believe that is going to be it for now. We do have one more match coming up today, but GG's to Hong Kong for winning 7-1, and condolences to Indonesia, making it very, very far with a 4-man team, especially with this match only having 3 players. Doing, about as much as you could expect with 4 players. Obviously, getting into the semis is still something they can be proud of. But Hong Kong will be moving on into the next stage, into the finals, where they will be going up against Brazil in the losers finals. But yeah, GG's to Indonesia. And before we end this match, 2 things. One, we have one more match later on today. I believe it is Germany up against Ukraine at 19 UTC. That'll be happening in about 5 hours. We also have the usual prize pool donate. Obviously, the prize pool is made up entirely of donations primarily, so if you feel the need to do so, you have that option. And there's also the sponsor Blue Bunny, where you can get some tablet covers if you're looking to get one. But I believe that's going to be it for now. GG's to Hong Kong, and we will be seeing you in about 5 hours. See you then.